Hi, Walter McCone here from the WALLY philosophy. I've got a quick word about mind and body. See how quickly I can get through this. Mind and body do not exist. What we have is movement. Okay, so when they do a brain scan, or look at your brain, all the blood moving around, they see movement. Okay, so we could have lesser movement on one side and greater movement on the other. So basically, if I think about tennis, that's a lesser movement. If I go and get changed and I go and play tennis, or if I go running, change me, put my shoes on and go running, that's a greater movement. It's just all a form of kind of gesturing. So the question I'm asked is, well, do I think in my head? And I go, no, that's where you're most aware. All our senses, except touch or feeling, all our senses are above the bottom lip. Okay, above the bottom lip. Now, that's not because of your brain, that's because of the entrance to your body, which is your mouth. What does a newborn baby do when they grab something? Straight in the mouth. The hand and the eye and the mouth develop the brain. The brain comes later. Okay, so there's no such thing as mind and body. It's just a form of gesturing. You're gesturing into the world. You don't think in your head, you think where you are. Okay, so all these books that go on, especially sports psychology books, that go on about your mind being a computer, or sorry, your brain being a computer, and your mind being the software. This is not an explanation. This is a metaphor. Okay, using mechanical metaphors, using computer-style metaphors, and it's a form of fragmentation. So you're fragmented. The moment you start thinking of mind and body, the system is already flawed. And then you begin to act in that way, and then you tend to concentrate on your thinking. If you concentrate on your thinking, you'll be in trouble. Just look at all those academics that are real intellects. Right? They're not only just intellects, they're socially not brilliant either. And that's because they're always thinking with the smaller part of their gesturing capability, their intellect, the rational. What we don't like in Western philosophy is the emotional, which is the greater part of us. We must always try and be more emotional. When I say emotional, I don't mean crying. I mean gesturing. Don't be so inhibited. All these intellectuals are all inhibited. And we see this, like now, Rio, like the Olympics, we see people gesturing. We love all that sports stuff, or some people do. But it's a form of gesturing. So one side end, you've got the body gesturing as a whole. On the other side, you've got the so-called mind gesturing. But they're not separate phenomena. They're only one activity, more in one place than the other at any given time. We don't think. Majority of what we do is not thinking, we're doing. Okay, so people say, oh well, you're on automatic. No, you're not on automatic, you're an organism. So we're trying to use a flawed system and trying to solve people's problems. The moment you hear about the mind or thinking in your brain, or the body doing this as a machine, then we're already flawed. It can never work. It has to be whole. And whole is where you are doing what you're doing. Okay? Just a thought.